Now we are seeing the some of the previous gate questions from the subject machine design. For the 3-bolt system shown in the figure, the bolt material has yield strength of 200 megapascal for a factor of safety of 2. The minimum metric specification required for the bolt is, and some of the options are given here. And if you see, a bolt system is used to connect two plates, and a shear load of 19 kilonewtons. A load of 19 kilonewtons is applied here, and that will cause the shear of bolts. So in this case, is asking for the appropriate size metric specification, means size is asking. So if you see here, we can write here allowable or yield strength is given for this bolt material. Let us take SYS or sigma ys or tau ys, anything. Suppose let us take instead of SYS, tau ys means allowable yield strength. Y represents yield strength for shear or SYS in any notation. Suppose tau y, instead of this tau y, if you, because we have used in the second step tau, so if you take tau y as a symbol, suppose, so that is allowable yield strength and factor of safety 2. And if you see, if you write load, you can write stress into area, and here n number of bolts is used, it is 3 number of bolts are used. So you can write load is equals to stress into area into number of bolts, and from that stress is equals to load by number of bolts into area. And stress here means, while we are taking in the design, you will substitute the design stress. So here if you write the design stress means the allowable yield stress by the factor of safety. So that's what we have written here, 200 by 2. And load value is given 19 kilonewtons, or 19 into 10 to the power of 3 newtons. Number of bolts is 3. If you see here in this diagram, 3 bolts, and pi by 4 d square will give the area. The place of d means, will require the diameter only. So if you solve for that, you will get diameter we are getting as 8.97, and the nearest value here is available is 10. So M10 is the appropriate size for this case. So option B is the right option for this question. And if you see the next question, a bolt of major diameter 12 mm is required to clamp two steel plates. Cross-sectional area of threaded portion of bolt is 84.3 mm square. The length of the threaded portion in grip is 30 mm, while the length of unthreaded portion in grip is 8 mm. Young's modulus of the material is 200 gigapascal. The effective stiffness of the bolt in the clamped zone in mega Newton per meter. So is asking the effective stiffness. We know stiffness we can write as load by deflection, that is delta. And you can write, see here you have threaded portion and unthreaded portion of different lengths, so, and also different areas. So we'll get elongation in the threaded portion as delta 1, and elongation in the unthreaded portion as delta 2. So if you write, we know elongation delta is PL by AE. In the place of P we are taking W here, so W by L by AE. And if you see here, W is same for both cases, and L1 is the length of thread portion, and A1 is the cross-sectional area of threaded portion, and E is the material property, so same for the threaded and unthreaded portion. And if you see, delta 2 is elongation of unthreaded portion, and I told load is same, and L2 is different here, and the area of cross section is also different, and E is same. So when you just write once again here, in the denominator you can take W by E common, so you can write L1 by A1 plus L2 by A2, and this W cancels and E goes upsides, and you can write L1 by A1 plus L2 by A2 here. So E value is given 200 gigapascal. So gigapascal to megapascal, if you convert 200 into 10 to the power of 3, so that is 200 10 to the power of 5. This is megapascal. and the L1 value 30 mm and A is 84.3 and L2 is 8 mm. A2 is pi by 4 12 square. When you simplify that, we are getting it as 113, and when you just simplify this, we are getting the K as 468.827 mega Newton per meter. So this is the answer for this question, 468.827. And if you see the next question, for full depth involute spur gates, minimum number of teeth of pinion to avoid interference depends upon A. Pressure angle, B. Speed ratio, C. Circular pitch, D. Pitch circle diameter. So we know minimum number of teeth on the pinion to avoid interference is a function of pressure angle only. So option A is the right option here. Among the given options, option A is the right option. And if you see the next question, modern gear tooth profile is given involute shape because this is a very easy curve for manufacturing. Option B, sliding does not takes place anywhere on meshing teeth. Option C, involute is only profile that gives conjugate action. Option D, change in center distance that does not change in the gear ratio. If you compare with the cycloid profile, in the involute profile, if there is a little bit change in the center distance, so that will not affect the gear ratio. So option D is the right option for this question. And if you see the next question, in spur gears, the circle on which the involute gear is generated is called pitch circle, clearance circle, base circle, and addendum circle. And if you see the nomenclature here, gear tooth nomenclature, so the circle on which the profile is generated is asking. So that is nothing but you will call it as root circle or base circle. So in the given options, pitch circle is not correct because pitch circle is a imaginary circle on which rolling motion is observed. Clearance circle is not also right option. Clearance circle is like it will pass above the base or root circle, and addendum circle is also a circle which is touching the tips of the teeth. So in the given options, base circle only the right option. So it's a very simple question. You can say directly that profile will start from the base circle. So option C is the right option for this question. And if you see the next question, to make a worm drive reversible, it is necessary to increase A. Center distance, B. Worm diameter factor, C. Number of starts, and D. Reduction ratio. And the correct option here is number of starts. And if you see the next question, a 1.5 kilowatt motor is running at 1440 revolutions per minute, that is RPM, and it is connected to a stirrer running at 36 RPM, that is revolutions per minute. The gearing arrangement suitable for this application is differential gear, option B helical gear, option C spur gear, option D worm gear. And if you see, the correct option for this question is worm gear. And if you if you just observe the velocity ratio here, you can write it is 1440 by 36, the speed of driver by speed of driven. If you see, suppose we will get velocity ratio here 40. So 40 is a high speed reduction. If you consider when the speed reduction is more than 20, that is considered as high speed reduction, and that for that high speed reductions, the only suitable gear drive is worm gear drive. So here the option is option D, worm gear is the right option. And if you see the next question, large speed reductions greater than 20 in the one stage of gear train are possible through. So just now we have seen the speed reduction which are more than 20 is nothing but large speed reductions. So in that cases, in the large speed reductions, the possible drive in only one stage gear train is the worm gearing. So option B is the right option for this question. And if you see the next question, two mating spur gears have 40 teeth and 120 teeth respectively. The pinion rotates at 1200 rpm and transmits a torque of 20 Newton meter. The torque transmitted by the gear is, and some of the options are given here, and the right option here is option D, 60 Newton meter. So if you see here, number of teeth, let us take where Z is a symbol for number of teeth. Number of teeth on the pinion is given 40 and for gear is given 120. So ZP and ZC, number of teeth on gear 120. And torque transmitted by this pinion is given 20 Newton meter, and torque we will take it as T, this is symbol. Capital T is symbol for torque and Z for the number of teeth. And is given torque by the pinion, and is asking torque transmitted by the gear is asking. So if you see, torque is directly proportional to the number of teeth in a for a gear drive for a single means when two gears are in mesh. So with respect to the two gears, torque is a direct relation for with the number of teeth. Why? Because when two gears are in mesh, you can say module is same. So when for the same module, you can say if number of teeth is more, means the diameter of the gear is more. So when you have more when the diameter of gear more, means you will get more torque. So ultimately you can say torque is a direct relation with the number of teeth. So when number of teeth increases, torque increases, such that you can like that you can say. So here torque by gear divided by torque by pinion, you can write number of teeth on gear by number of teeth on pinion. So here we require torque by gear. So it is torque by pinion into number of teeth on gear by number of teeth on pinion. So torque by pinion is given 20 Newton meter, and number of teeth on gear 120, and number of teeth on pinion 40. So when you substitute and simplify, we are getting torque by gear as 60 Newton meter, and for that option D is the right option for this question. And if you see the next question, tooth interference in an external involute spur gear pair can be reduced by decreasing the center distance between the gears, decreasing the module, decreasing the pressure angle, and increasing the number of teeth. And here the correct option is option D, increasing the number of teeth. And if you see the next question, 20-degree full depth involute profiled 19 tooth pinion and 37 tooth gear are in mesh. If the module is 5 mm, the center distance between the gear pair will be, and some of the options are given, and here the correct option is option A, 140 mm. So here some of the data is given, means module and number of teeth on pinion and gear are given, and we are supposed to find out the center distance between those two meshed gears. Suppose if you take the pinion and gear and the centers, and the center distance is given by, this will represent diameter of the pinion, and this is the diameter of the gear, suppose, and this will be the radius of pinion, and this will be radius of gear. You can write radius as half of diameter, so dp by 2 and dg by 2. When you add those, you will get center distance. So you can write center distance as dp by 2 plus dg by 2, and you can write dp as mp into tp, where m is module and t is number of teeth. So suppose we'll take capital T is number of teeth for this case, and we know module is the pitch circle diameter, that is d by t, and if you write d, it is m into t, and if you are writing for pinion, it is mp into tp, plus if you are writing for gear, it is mg into tg. But when two gears are in mesh, we know module must be same, so you can write in the place of mp and mg, you can write m and m, and that m you can take common here, and you can write just m by 2 as common, and it is tp plus tg, and tp is given 19, and tg is given number of teeth and gear 37. So when you substitute those values and when you simplify that, we are getting the center distance as 140 mm. So option A is the right option for this question. So for more videos, please subscribe and activate bell symbol, and also please share my videos with your friends. Thanks for watching.